Hey guys, welcome back to 1776 or Bust. So I've decided to skip the box because I know a lot of us will put boxes on here and say, hey, I got another unboxing to do. So I've just decided to throw it on the table, and instead of sitting there saying, look what's in my box and I have this and I have that, honestly, who really even cares about that stuff? You know, if you've seen a million videos on the VP9, you've probably seen them all. So I'm just going to add to the collection, and maybe you'll enjoy this one. And if you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to just write them down below, and I'll do my best to answer all of them as fast as I can. Now, in regards to why I got a VP9, well, first of all, I got a really good price on it, I'm not going to lie. Secondly, I wound up trading a firearm to get this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that every gun I've ever bought, I still keep. I just don't. Some of them fall out of, I guess you can say, love. Where I see it, I don't carry it. It's not as comfortable. Maybe it's too big. Maybe it just doesn't really do what I want it to do in regards to the way it carries, the way it shoots, whatever it might be. And now that we're getting into the age where you're just seeing so many great choices out there on the market, from big manufacturers to small manufacturers, a lot of times I will look at my collection and say, if there was a gun I would trade, which would it be? Right now, as it stands, I don't really have many of those. Again, you haven't seen everything I own. I never plan on showing everything I own. However, the gun I did trade up for this was an M&P 9. It was a full-size 9, really liked it, still like it. However, when I saw the price I could get on this, plus the price I was offered for my trade, I jumped on it because I felt like it was a good enough deal to eat a couple of bucks and to get a good gun. Now, of course, the reason why I traded the M&P for this is because this reminds me of the M&P 9. Now, some people might say I'm crazy because of the grip angle and because of this or because of that, but it does to me. It feels very similar to the way the M&P felt in my hand. However, this one feels a lot more comfortable in the hand, not to mention the trigger is much, much better out of the box than the M&P 9 was. Now, of course, you look at the front or the sights. The sight picture is very nice. You get your 3-dot sights. This is, of course, going to be your phosphorescent sights. So again, these do glow in the dark. They are not night sights. However, I will be getting night sights very soon. And once I have them on, I will be doing a review on those. And I'm very excited because it's really, I've never owned this particular brand of sights before. So I'm super excited to try them out and see how they do. Now, in regards to some of the features of it, you've got your charging handle in the back, which if you have trouble trying to rack your slide, again, this will assist you in that effort. And again, it's very nice, very easy to do, and I do like that feature. Some people don't like it. I don't really care either way, but I like that it's there. I'm not going to complain that it's there because I think it does have a slight purpose. Again, the charging handles are polymer. They're not made of steel. So again, you know, could they have made them steel? Maybe. But some people, if you're going to take it out, what difference does it make? And on top of that, you know, at some point I am going to move this slide out anyway, or excuse me, the side out. So it's probably better to deal with the polymer than with steel. Now, in regards to the trigger is very nice, about a 5.5 pound pull. At least that's what H&K says. I'm sure over time it'll loosen up a little bit, it'll get a little bit nicer, a little bit smoother. But is it the best trigger? Best trigger out of the box? My opinion, no. That still is going to be the PPQ, at least in my opinion. I think the 320 has a great trigger, slightly better than this. The only other trigger that I would say is above this and the 320 is going to be that SFX trigger. Extremely smooth, extremely light. It is by far the closest to a PPQ that I own, and I'm actually starting to wonder if it is on par with the PPQ, which I know is pretty frightening for me to say. Now, of course, when we look at the trigger pull, again, you'll notice there is some take up there. What a surprise. I mean, that's the way it is. You don't want to have the trigger break right there because, you know, that might be slightly, I guess, too light, especially for a carry firearm. However, it doesn't go back very far. Again, it's about a 5.5 pound pull. Now, a lot of times people will see the trigger go all the way back to the polymer. The VP9, while it looks kind of deceiving, like it's going to be a very long trigger pull, you'll notice that it breaks, and it's breaking before the actual polymer. So I like that feature. I think it's pretty cool because, again, the trigger is a lot shorter than most people would suspect just by looking at it. The reset is right there. Very, very audible, as you heard. However, the tactile feel, not so much. It's not horrible, but it's not the most positive. Again, it's not bad because there is a very positive push of your finger forward when you reset that trigger. Again, is it going to matter in a life and death situation? I would suspect not. I've never been in a life and death situation, thank God, but I'm suspecting that it won't matter because you're not going to be thinking about it. Again, mag release is your classic European paddle release. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't mind it. I think they're very useful and I think they're pretty good, especially if you can manipulate it. Now, some people with longer thumbs might be able to just manipulate it from their thumb. However, my thumbs aren't that long, and as a result, I use the index finger and the magazine comes right out. So I think it is very useful. I don't think there's anything wrong with this method. Again, some people like it, some people don't, so, you know, pretty much pick your poison. Other than that, it's a great gun. It's about 25.5 ounces, so it isn't the lightest of firearms. However, in my opinion, it is definitely one worthy of anybody's collection. Again, I've seen a lot of reviews on it, especially lately, which kind of started whetting my appetite a little bit for this gun again. We're from Poe Performance, who does some great reviews. If you haven't checked this channel out, check it out. And of course, Gil at Hard Target. Both love H&Ks, and now that I have one again, very happy to say that I love H&K as well. But honestly, I love every gun I own, to be honest with you. Now, of course, if there's anything that I could change about it, I would hope one day they would actually come out with a smaller one. Oh, wait a second, they just did. H&K just released information, they haven't released the gun yet, that they are going to be coming out with a VP9 SK, and I've been wanting that gun for, I mean, at least 2 years, if not longer. Just wanting to have that smaller profile so it's easier to carry, especially with this gun, which isn't very fat to begin with. I think it's going to be an amazing selling gun. And honestly, guys, you know, Glock, I love Glocks. You guys know I have a Glock 19, and I do love Glocks. But Glock has to wake up because there's a lot of competition out there in this market right now. And that SK, I think, is going to take a lot of the competition from a Glock 26. But again, that's my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. So I hope you guys like the gun, and if you don't, that's okay, because I do. And if you have any questions or any comments, leave them below. Please give us a thumbs up. Spread the word of the channel, because we're growing. We're at almost, I think, 1,400 now. But this week I'm going to do some shout-outs, because I haven't done that in a while, and there's a lot of good people out there, guys, who are really trying hard to make good content, and I respect that, and I appreciate it. And I definitely appreciate and respect everybody who supported this channel from the ground up, because right now, 1,400 people, we're doing great. And I'm very happy to report that. So I hope you guys are being safe out there. Again, any comments or questions, just let me know. And as always, freedom is never free.